Friday, June 26th, 2024, and surprise, surprise, the GOP is being racist. um, they talked today about some of the vile things and that the Republicans are saying about Kamala Harris, and um, on on Fox News, Fox and Friends, on Fox Business, um, and you know, in the hallways of Congress, referring to her as a DEI hire, which we all know is just a racist dog whistle for saying, she didn't deserve to be there because she's only got there because she's black. So much so that the Speaker of the House, as much as a weenie as he is, had to tell Republicans to stop saying racist things about Kamala Harris. Like that's pretty pathetic. Um, and they're talking about the sort of the energy about this campaign, um and the vast amount of money being raised really quickly. A few days ago, there was a black women's sort of caucus thing. They did a Zoom call, um, where they had to like contact Zoom and be like, you have to let more people on. I think they ended up with like 70,000 people. They raised $1.5 million. Then there was a black men's call. Last night there was a white women's call and an LGBTQ plus call. The white women, I think it was 140,000 people on a Zoom, 150,000 people on a Zoom, broke whatever record that was, and raised almost $2 million. The gays, we didn't do quite as well. I think we only had about 10,000 people, and I think we raised three-quarters of a million or two-quarters of a quarter million. Um, and surprising amount of gay celebrities in the Star Trek universe, and they're present on that call, which was interesting. Anyway, so I think part of the thing why there's so much enthusiasm is that, A, it's new. Um, it, we haven't we've been assuming a different candidate and things changed. So it's exciting that it's someone new. It's exciting that it's a woman of color. It's exciting because we've been here before and we let it get fucked up. We somehow let Hillary lose in 2016, and we saw what a nightmare his administration became. And I think that that's where we have a great advantage this time over 2016. He's not an unknown quantity. It's not a, oh, how bad could he be? We know the answer to that question now. And we know he needs to be beaten. And I think it's a huge um, kind of, retribution and sort of taking back that sort of that the pain of 2016 and saying, we're not letting that happen again. This woman's getting in. And that's super exciting. And it's also it's about a time crunch. We've only got a little over 100 days until the election, so it's priority. We've got a deadline, and it's not like every election doesn't have a deadline, but because our election cycle is so fucking long, people lose interest. They're just bored. They just don't want to hear about it again. And hopefully, this can help sort of set a precedent for a shorter campaign cycle. I don't know if we have the wherewithal within our system to do that. Some people have said, well, that it's fine if you're already a nationally known candidate. I think if you're running for president, you should already be nationally known. I mean, I think it would behoove you to be a national on the national stage if you're even going to consider running for president. Um, but it, where was I going with all of this? Anyway, the excitement and and reducing the election cycle. It would be great if we could take a look at that. I would love to see a condensed primary schedule. I hate the fact that Iowa goes first. Um, I hate that it's stretched out for so long because by the time you get to like California, it doesn't like the primary doesn't matter anymore. And so, and I'd like to see a shortening of when you're allowed to even actually run. Nothing like the year that we have an election, it's 2028 is the next one, right? Nobody should even be able to announce that they're running until January 1st of 2028. And you run your campaigns, and we have all of the primaries in like May, right? Or June. Do them in chunks. I don't care. But none of this one state, one state, one state, then a Super Tuesday. They should all be done within a month. It shouldn't take more than 4 weeks to finish all of the primaries. Um, because that whole idea that they spend weeks and weeks in Iowa shaking all those people's hands, and it's like, how much handholding do the Iowans need? It's bizarre to me. Um, so raise your money, do the stuff that you need to do, get your name out there, uh, and let's move this thing along. Have the primaries over by the end of June, and you have your conventions in the summer, and then there's your campaign, and to the end. It's just because otherwise people start campaigning like they're talking about it after the inauguration. Like, I don't want to spend 2025 talking about who's going to run in 2028. Um, so anyway, that's my little 2 cents. Let's have some election reform in addition to campaign finance reform, in addition to passing voting rights, some common sense gun control, and codifying Roe. And let's tax the fucking billionaires. Jesus H. Um, that's what they were so afraid of. They wanted to get rid of Joe and Kamala because they were like, he might actually tax us, and we don't want that. So they'd rather go for the chaos of and destruction of Donald Trump because they figure their money will keep them safe. But I'll tell you what, if you're on the wrong side of that whole thing, your money ain't going to keep you out of a camp. Although who knows, maybe it will. Um, the rest of us will just have to wave from inside the fence. But that's not going to happen. Um, I do feel a lot better about this election now that uh, Harris is the nominee. Um, I assume we're going to get a VP pick sometime within the next week and a half. Um, so, oh, that's going to be a big one. I hope that doesn't start some infighting. People are already way too passionate about particular candidates, and you need to slow the roll. But off to the races.